Welcome to my Survivor Persona web list review? Yeah, this is a review. Last time we took a look at all the new Hunter ones, now we're going to be taking a look at all the new Survivor ones. This is just a brief glance over of all the new stuff that's going on, so I will probably just quickly read over what they are to you and maybe give a few suggestions on which survivors these are good on or which hunters they're good against. And then we'll test these out during the week once we get to the gameplays. The next season is coming up really soon. It's in like just a few more days. I believe it's resets on Wednesday, and I'm going to be playing with Z's. So if you guys like it, please let me know in the comment section down below. All right, and without further ado, let's get started looking at the new stuff. Okay, Curiosity. Was this always here? Honestly, like, I take borrowed time on the majority of my survivors, so I typically always have these. Oh, they move sticker here. When survivors are moving freely and not decoding cipher machines, the outline in the nearest uncoded cipher machine will be displayed. When there are only 3 incompletely decoded cipher machines. Okay, so this just helps you find stuff. This is, I guess you're gonna have, most people are gonna have this anyways. Sticker. Sticker is crazy. It used to be up here, I think. When incapacitated, the self-healing speed is increased by 10-15%, which is really good. And crawling speed is increased by 30-60-90%. This is a really good trait. I mean, like, most people are going to take this because most people are going to take borrowed time. But I would still recommend, like, taking sticker. Most people are going to have sticker now. Yeah. Escape. Movement speed is increased by 3-4-5%. This is, like, just most people have it. You do notice it. Borrowed time, yeah, dash speed is increased by 50% for 5 seconds when the exit gate is activated. I don't know if like this was all in one before, but now when the cipher is popped, I guess it zooms you away. I thought there was like one more thing here, but I don't know. It's been so long since I actually reviewed these. I just kind of use the regular ones that I always use for them. Because I'm too lazy to change them out. Okay, distraction. The hunters display for 5 seconds when 5 seconds when the exit gate is activated. I think this is pretty useless. You probably don't need that. Slows the countdown of the rocket chair down by... Oh, this is snooze. If you're a mechanic, you take snooze. Snooze is pretty good. Like, this is the counteraction to sadist. I mean, like, it's pretty great. If you're a decoder, I know a lot of decoders take this because your expectation is to be chased. But I don't usually like taking these unless, like, you already have longer chair times. Like, maybe a merc would take this, a first officer would take this, and a mechanic would take this. But in my opinion, this is just me. But I find it's better to just make sure you're not caught in the first place by taking kiting tools rather than expecting to go down and then trying to be rescued. Like, you have to really consider your team comp when this happens. So if you're like with the expectation that you're probably not going to get rescued or something, or you don't have like a dedicated rescuer in the group, snooze is good if you're like a decoder or something, because you're probably going to be chased and the rescue is probably going to be a little wonka. This will give them a little bit more time to get to you. Touch effect. Was this always here? When you successfully heal yourself for a teammate, the heal target immediately gains 15% movement speed for 1.5 seconds. If not pursued, the restoration extends by 3 seconds. I don't think this is really good. This is kind of... I mean, like, I guess. It's kind of mid. Telepathy. All survivors are shown for 5 seconds every 40 seconds when the exit gate is activated. All survivors are shown for 5 seconds every 40 seconds when this exit gate is activated. This is okay, I guess. No, I don't think telepathy is very good. This is something you can fix with just communication. I don't think traits that are just like solved by communicating with each other are very good. Like if you just constantly ping where you're at every 10 seconds, you can just tell people where you are. Companion effect, every being rescued for the chair, you'll receive 20%. This is really good. I love taking companion effect, but this is like, cause like, I never expect to do a 5 cipher kite, you know? Like it's snooze and companion effect are for like after you get chaired. So these are pretty good for getting rescued. Like after you get rescued, I love companion effect. For just 1 point, it gets you so far. It's actually a huge help. Audience effect, I definitely haven't seen this one. Increases decoding speed by 8% when another survivor is on the rocket chair. This effect is permanently lost when 2 cipher machines are coded. I don't think this is very good. It's like, oh, okay, if you're like, if the match is doomed, it's kind of doomed already. So, like, being able to decode a little bit faster is generally okay. I mean, like, it might help you shore up a draw, but it's very hard. Like, most hunters get way stronger once they hit first presence. Giving you this 8% decoding speed is a lot. It's like almost like accelerated decoding, but you lose it when 2 cipher machines are decoded. This is kind of like you got pooped on in the beginning, and now you're trying to make it up with extra decoding. I just don't think this is worth it. Birdcage effect. When another survivor is in the basement with you, your movement speed increases by 10%, and tail acceleration is increased by 20%. I don't know. This doesn't seem really great to me because like generally, oh, this is for rescuers. Honestly, like this entire bottom section should be for rescuers. It's pretty good for like mercenary, I guess, or if you need to rescue from basement, and you have to take this anyway if you're taking Tide Turner. So these are generally pretty good. Savior Complex, after rescuing a teammate from a rocket chair, gain 5, 10, 50% movement speed for 3 seconds. This is generally pretty good too. If you need a body block, if you need to get out of there, you got that little burst of movement speed to help them. Herd mentality. When you're within 12, 18, 24 meters of the rocket chair with the survivor on it, movement speed is increased by 4%, 6%, 8%. I mean, like, yeah, this is pretty much for rescuers too. You always take this if you're going rescuer. Unless you're me and I'm playing No Tide Knight. Like, if you're playing a secondary rescuer, which some people do, these could be good to have. Like with Knight, might still be able to take these if I weren't taking like kiting abilities, because Knight needs to kite sometimes. But these will generally be on most rescuers. When a survivor is placed on a rocket chair, this is sneak. Running within 22 meters of the rocket chair leaves no trail. This is actually quite useful. There's a lot of times when sneak just like gets the better of hunters, but if you're a loud survivor, sometimes this doesn't really help a lot, especially if you're hurt. It's okay. I don't know how other survivors do it, but this is not bad. Doctor is pretty good. Healing sprint from injury and healing others increased by 15%. If I'm going a healing build, I will do this. Like Priestess will take this. I don't know if like Doctor needs Doctor. This is all really good. But yeah, like I guess rescuers could take this if they expect to do multiple rescues. Shelter, after rescuing a survivor from a rocket chair, self-healing and healing speed increased by 10%, 20%, and 30%. This effect can stack from 2 times. This is pretty good for rescuers. It depends, you know? Like, it really depends. These are all kind of situational, but they're generally good. Yeah. Catharsis effect. Hit acceleration duration increased by 0.3 seconds. Like, 0.3 seconds is not that much, but it's I don't know, I feel like it could be a lot. This could help you get to, like, 0.3 seconds doesn't feel like a lot, but it definitely is. I don't know, I'd have to see how this one plays out. No judgment on this one yet. You'll be notified in the direction of the hunter. This does not help you very often. I don't think Colt is very good. Like, if they're looking, it's hard to say, like, oh, did they see me? I guess in those situations it'd be really helpful. But, like, just assume that they did. Like, if they saw you, you're probably dead because you're close enough to be seen anyways. But if you're trying to hide from far away and they look in your direction, it's like, if you can tell when they're looking all the time, I don't know, maybe. But it's just, I don't think this is very useful. Empathy. Gain 20% increased movement speed for 6 seconds when the survivor is knocked down. This effect is ends immediately if a hunter is within 16 meters or if a teammate recovers from the down state. This is good for harassers. If you're a batter, this will probably go crazy on you. Batter, prospector, cowboy, enchantress. Yeah, pretty much any harasser would want empathy. I would say they're pretty good with this. I mean, they're good with all these things. Like, these 3, you can just do this for harassment. That's the Tide Tree. Risky move. Rescue speed is increased by 40%. Obviously, this is pretty good. 40% is a lot. Was it always this much? This is where Windows is. I think Knee Jerk and Muscle Memory are pretty much the same. You need this for kiting. You probably should just take it. Horsefly effect. This is for dropping pallets. Like, these are all generally, these 3 are for kiting, and this one's for rescuing, which is kind of weird that this is in this tree and not this tree. Like, why is that? Prisoner's Dilemma. Oh, Luca mentioned. When the survivor is being carried by the hunter, both of them are displayed for an extra 5 seconds. This effect ends when the survivor is placed on the chair. This is generally not helpful at all. I don't think this is helpful, because, like, I think it just shows you naturally when they're there. The extra 5 seconds isn't going to do you a lot. Like, if the hunter's within a certain range of the chair, they're just kind of shown in the first place. So you get to see where they are if they're standing close enough to the chair. It's kind of eh. Will to survive. This is the struggle speed one. I'm just struggle speed. I think this is pretty good. I generally like to take this if I'm going full kite. But I wouldn't take it on most other people unless you're like, if there's a lot of harassers, if there's like a cowboy on your team, I would take this. A lot of these are kind of like, if something's on my team, I would take it. But if I don't have any harassers at all, like if there's a gardener, this would be really good. But yeah, like they have to like be on your team and actively help you for this to be useful. Because most of the time, this doesn't get you enough to where you need to be. Could help you have a struggle to get in basement. It's happened a few times. I think it's good. I mean, like I think this is a good trade. This is the palette stunning one. If you're a cowboy, you should take this. If you're a novelist, you should take this. Like, this is really risky for a lot of survivors to take. Doctors usually take this because their only thing is hiding behind pallets and palette stunning. It's really obnoxious. But it's kind of bad against hunters like Anne who just stun you around the pallet. Or if there's no way for you to get the hunter underneath the pallet, then it's just like a bloody queen. It's really hard. Her mirrors are just going to walk through it. But this is still good if you can force the hunter to get hit. Like, this is the trait for novelists, it seems like. Exit path. When incapacitated, you can ignore the self-heal limit. And yeah, everyone needs to take exit path. Everybody. There's no exceptions. You have to take this one, which is kind of weird. Because then, like, everyone's going to be taking risky move. That's kind of weird. Everyone's rescue speed is going to be insane. It's going to make rescuing a lot easier, I guess. I don't know of a single survivor who wouldn't take exit path. Brewing effect. Once the accelerated decoding phase begins, survivors who are not decoding will receive 1% decoding boost every second of 12 seconds. This effect will be removed once they begin decoding for more than 10 seconds. Stop decoding. I mean, like, this is okay. It only activates during accelerated decoding. I don't think it's that good, actually. For late game, if there's like a push and pull situation happening, it's definitely helpful. But, I don't know. I can see where this would come in handy, but I don't think a decoder would be taking this. Sensory adaptation. When a hunter destroys a pallet or vaults a window within 6 meters, their outline is removed for 5 seconds. I don't know if this is really helpful either, because if you just look back while you're kiting, or if you just listen for sound cues, you can generally hear like, oh, they're about to break a pallet. If they're not immediately doing something, you can generally just look back and see. Because they might try to mind game you, but the red light gives it away a lot of the times. If they're red light tricking you, I guess this would be a little bit helpful, but I don't know. I've had survivors who I felt like could see me through walls. And so, this is kind of mid in my opinion. Herd behavior. After being pursued by the hunter for over 5 seconds, if you leave the hunter's warning range, the hunter is not pursued. The hunter's outline will be shown to all survivors for 3 seconds. This could be helpful. I didn't know this was what that did. I mean, like, I take flywheel a lot, so I'm probably going to have this now. I don't expect this to be used very often, because once the hunter's on someone, you kind of have to commit, especially if you don't find anyone else. And if they do ever change off of you, it's because there's another easy target nearby. So, I don't know about this one. But you gotta take it if you want flywheel, so. Self-decoding speed is increased by 6 to 18%, and 36% when survivors have been eliminated. I don't know. 36% is a lot, but it's kind of like, if you're the last one, does it even matter anymore? I guess. I don't think this is very good. 6% is like pretty much nothing. 18% is a lot, but then at most you're only getting a draw. And 36% you already lost, like who cares? I'm pretty much not for that one, but you know, it's there. While injured, obstacle vaulting speed increases 6, 9, 12%. What the? This is kind of crazy. I guess this was pretty good on a lot of different people. I'm kind of playing a risky game here. I mean, 6 and 9% and 12% while injured. That's a lot. That's a lot. I would say this is pretty good, but you have to take this to get to it. So maybe. Time to be healed by other survivors reduced by 15%. While injured, healing progress increased by... This is healing, the healing trait. While injured, healing progress is increased by 0.3, 0.45, and 0.6 per second, up to 30%, 45%, and 60%. Okay, so it just lets you heal faster. I mean, generally, if you're going a healing build, this is only to be healed by other people. I mean, it's good against Hermit, but you don't know it's a Hermit until you know it's a Hermit. Same with like Joseph and stuff like that. I guess for a team comp, if there are like healers, or if there's not a lot of healers and you want to use this, like I guess. But the thing is like psychologist, barmaid, meteorologist who just like get around this. There's I don't know. It's okay, I guess. Compensate. The location of the hunter is displayed for 35 seconds when the survivor is shocked. While decoding cipher machine, if you just mess up the calibration, it'll tell you where the hunter is. I typically don't do this. It's like I don't If he's on me, or I'm rotating. I don't just like mess up to see who and where the hunter is, because generally they're already in pursuit of someone, or like someone will tell you. Now that we have pings that can tell you who the hunter is, like it's kind of Weber's Law. I kind of like Weber's Law. This is really good for people who are getting chased first. Like if you're a survivor and you're kiting, like decoders, I mean, like you need it before flywheel. It's 20% for 3.5 seconds when being pursued for 3 seconds. Like this is a lot. So I like Weber's Law. I think it's pretty good. And then of course flywheel, which got nerfed, by the way. Thank goodness it got nerfed. This was a little too crazy. Now it's 135 seconds and a 50-second cooldown starting the match. Yeah, generally I think flywheel needed a nerf, so I'm glad that they nerfed it. It's still hard to hit, but it's like it's the same amount to hit. It just increases the cooldowns as far as I know. That's what you needed. I always felt that if you have 4 people who all had the 2-minute cooldown on flywheel, and they each flywheel, they can keep doing it on 30-second intervals. There's 4 people, right? And they all have flywheel sometimes. And it's just like 30 seconds, flywheel. Another 30 seconds, you chase someone else, flywheel, flywheel, flywheel. And then by the time you get to the 4th person, the first person's flywheel is already back up. That's a little too ridiculous. I don't know. Flywheel is a little too strong. 135, this is like, it's a little nerf, but you know, you'll survive. Mutual support reveals survivors within 18 meters. You and the injured survivors who are not being pursued to each other. This is kind of useless. I don't think this is good. If you just ping, you can tell people where you are. Airwalk, this is like, this is okay. I have lost people due to airwalk before. If you're like Mind's Eye or Kurt or like, I don't know, something like that, then maybe this is pretty good, but honestly, I'd rather just get the kiting stuff, because this is not great. Movement speed increases by 6-10% when moving towards a survivor. Oh, this is symbiotic effect. Why is symbiotic effect here? I mean, like, this is really good for a rescuer. I usually take this on Richard, I think. But it's up here next to flywheel, which I guess isn't bad. You just have to go through mutual support here first. Yeah. And that's the survivor tree. There's a lot of things that I will probably change about my build. And plus you get 10 more. One thing to note, you can't go and take a 3rd with your extra. Even though you do have enough points technically to get there. Like if you try, you can't get like flywheel, borrow time, and windows. So just keep that in mind when you're building out your own tree. Once I get to playtesting a little bit more of these, I'll let you guys know what my favorite builds are, and I will post them here. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and if you liked that video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and hit the notification bell for more. Also, a huge shout out to my patrons who help keep my channel going. Love you all, and see you next time.